We do have an opioid problem in our community. I think we've heard a lot about it and know that we have this problem. Sometimes I think we get bogged down in the negative, and it is easy to do that. It does have a negative side to it, of course, but we're hoping here today to see a little bit of a hopeful side to things, because people do go for treatment and people do recover. And so I hope we can focus on that instead of maybe the darker side of the situation. You may wonder what partnership is doing about it. We're in the prevention business. So we are celebrating our 30th year in the prevention business. So we try to approach the problem from the first side of things. What have we been doing besides holding town forums? Well, we send newsletters out via email. We have about 500 contacts. We help with medication take-back events twice a year. We help to promote the medication drop box locations. We started with the Sheriff's Annex on Wheeler Avenue, then we added the HPD box on Wheeler Avenue. Recently, Madison Police Department has 24/7 access to medication drop box. Soon, the Alabama A&M Police Department will have a drop box 24/7, and the South Precinct has just enlarged their lobby to accommodate drop box coming later too. So we're doing that. We have a new program that we are offering free drug test kits to parents. So if you have a teen that you're a little worried about, maybe they're experimenting, but maybe you're not ready to get into the system, you can come to us and pick up a drug kit, take it home and administer the test. And that's free with no questions asked. We are continuing our TYTL program. We're in our 6th year. And what we do is we recruit high school students from all 3 school systems, and we train them. We get volunteers that are on our board, and we spend most of a Saturday training them. They learn from pharmacists that you will see here. A lot of these professionals here take their time to teach them. And then we have our board member that's a media specialist, and she trains them. And so they take that knowledge and build social media campaigns and do projects like the Christmas tree and the tinsel trail. And they get the word out, mainly to their peers, so that they can learn the dangers of substance abuse. I think that I would like to introduce Matt Hanson now. He is a member of TYTL, and I think he has a few good things to let you know about. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Matthew Hanson, and I am a member of today's Use Tomorrow's Leaders. I have been in the program for 3 years, and I am now a senior at Huntsville High School. This will unfortunately be my last year in the program. But I have joined the program for one simple reason, and that is the opioid epidemic in our community and in our state. It has caused increased crime and has caused more death rates because of it. Recently, a Harvard study showed that in the 4th Congressional District of Alabama, for every 100 people, there would be 160 opioid prescriptions. This just goes to show that it has become widespread, almost like a cancer. Unfortunately, many people in the community don't understand how far-reaching the consequences of an opioid addiction is. This leads many down a dark hole and into addiction, as more and more people look for pain relief, whether for physical or emotional escapism. They destroy themselves with these dangerous substances. Addiction has no bounds. It affects every socio and economic level. No one is immune from it. But the community can work together to push against it for a brighter future. Thank you for your time and your support.
I think most of you have the agenda for today, and you notice we've got a lot of things to do. So if you have a question, write it down. We hope there'll be time at the end of the program for you to ask your question, but we can't interrupt in the middle of it. We have several people here that are very excellent at telling us some of the bad stuff that's going on. I've been involved with basically my wife, who was the first executive director of partnership, since it began, and sadly, every year there seems to be more and more different drugs, different things coming up, and every year we try to inform people. We hope that, you know, one day the corner will get turned, but at this point it's still there. We don't hear about some things as much, but then we hear two words, Demi Lovato, and you know that it's still a problem in our world. This is at least the 5th of these forums, and we did other kinds of forums before that, but public awareness is going to be the key, and hopefully when you leave here today, you will be enabled to have some tools that will give you some insight as to how you can help in your world, your family, your community. Our police chief in the city of Huntsville is here, Mark McMurray, and he's busy with police stuff, but he's going to come up and say a few words of welcome to you this afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. Soule. Thank you for everything you've done for this organization and for this community. You and Deborah have kicked this off. I was talking to Rex in the back just now. He's a former chief of police, and I said, which chief started this anyway? And he said, well, I've been in it since I was a vice narcotics commander, been helping out with it. So we're pretty sure it was Chief Ottman. Now I started in 1986 here, and Chief Ottman, I was his very first academy. So that's how long we've been in partnership, and we're proud to have a partnership. Partnerships are how community policing, it's what makes Huntsville great. It's what makes us communicate with the public. But partnership with this organization is a little bit different, because you not only bring in the resources like the individuals you see on the table here, you bring in the public like you were talking about your awareness, but you help educate the most vulnerable of us all, and that's our children. And so if you did nothing but that would be a worthwhile cause. And it's an area that we work in with public education, with our school education programs, and it's one of the efforts that we help tie together. The same thing you're doing in this organization, we try to build on, we try to improve this communication and educate the children on the dangers of drugs. Drugs affect over 90% of every crime in this community can be tied in somewhere in the drug trade network. So whether your car's getting broken into, or your car's being stolen, or some kind of crime of violence that you read about in the newspaper, guess what? This is where it's all starting. It all revolves around the illegal use and the substance abuse that our society has now become so accustomed to. And what one generation tolerates, the next one just accepts as a norm, unfortunately. So we've got to stop and break that cycle of drug abuse, and you do it with education. And that's what you're doing here today. So I applaud you for what you're doing, and I'm proud to be one of those chiefs of police that's going to do everything he can to continue, Candice, with what you're doing, and Dr. Soule for everything that this organization stands for. And I appreciate the board sitting up here, and I hope you'll enjoy listening to them. These are our subject matter experts, okay? I'm up there where these are the guys on the ground doing all the hard work, so I think they're going to have some real valuable information for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
He wasn't originally on the program, but we have another chief of police with us from the city of Madison. Chief Jernigan, do you want to say a word?
I'm good.
Okay. But you know, the partnership of working with City of Huntsville, City of Madison, Madison County, we have the Sheriff's Department represented. That's the partnership that really will make a difference.